What's going on, everybody? Tom here with Black Sheep Keto, and welcome to another recipe video just for you subscribers out there. Now today we are going to make a ketogenic take on gumbo. Now gumbo is delicious and it pairs well with that cornbread that we made last week. But one little thing before we start this recipe, I just want to let you guys know that there is a lot of prep work involved with making gumbo. There is nothing you can do to cut that out. So to save time in this video, I went ahead and did a lot of the prep work, the chopping, things like that ahead of time, and I'm just using the chopped ingredients. So to get all those ingredients prepped before you start, just check out the recipe in the description. It'll tell you what you need, how much, how to chop it, and then let's get into the recipe. Alright everybody, welcome to the recipe. Now, the base of any good gumbo is going to be a perfect roux. So what we're going to do, we're going to add a 1/4 cup of olive oil, a 1/4 cup of coconut flour, and 1 teaspoon of xanthan gum. We're going to give this a mix, and we're going to cook it until this stuff turns like a peanut butter color. So I'm going to stir this and keep stirring until it does that, and then I'll catch up with you guys then. Alright everybody, we are getting to that peanut buttery color, which means I'm going to switch utensils, throw in our 1/2 of an onion, our rib of celery, our 1/2 of a green bell pepper, and our 2 cloves of garlic. Now we're going to go ahead and give this a good mixing and keep mixing it for about 4 minutes. You don't want this to stick, you don't want it to burn, just keep on stirring. Now once you see your onions just starting to turn translucent, we're going to go ahead and add in our next ingredient. So the first thing we're going to add in is 3 cups of chicken stock. Guys, I only had a 2-cup measuring cup, so this is going to have to do. So 3 cups of chicken stock going in there. Next up, we have 1/2 teaspoon of a Cajun seasoning. This is the Bayou Bold from Fresh Jacks. I'll put a link in the description, and you guys can save 15% if you use the discount code Keto Lifestyle. So throw that right on in there. 1 teaspoon of dried thyme, and 1 bay leaf. In addition to that, we have a 13-ounce andouille sausage that I went ahead and chopped up and browned ahead of time. Like I said in the intro, guys, I did a lot of prep work to make this not all long and drawn out because there is a lot of prep work to gumbo, but trust me, it is so worth it. And then right here, I have 1 10-ounce can of a canned chicken thigh. Guys, you can totally boil your own, but you want these to be nice and tender, so I'm cutting some corners here. I know you guys are saying, Tom, why would you do that? Well, guys, that's why. I just don't have the time to boil chicken, and honestly, I feel like this stuff actually provides a pretty good amount of flavor. So now we're going to go ahead and get this all mixed up and let it come up to a boil. Alright guys, at the first signs of a boil, as you can see here, we are going to add in 1 cup of tomato sauce, about 3 tablespoons of fresh chopped parsley, and about 2 green onions that have been chopped up. So let's get this in there. And give it a good mixing. Now we're going to let this simmer for, 5 or 10 minutes over kind of medium heat. You don't want it boiling, but just a light simmer to kind of marry those flavors, and I'll be back once we do that. Alright everybody, it has been simmering for about 10 minutes now, and I'm going to go and give it a taste test because you want to add a little bit of salt, but it really just depends on your personal taste. So give it a taste and then add a little bit of salt accordingly. Wow, that's good. So we're going to go through and, probably give it a 1/4 teaspoon to a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. They can adjust accordingly when they get it in the bowl, but a little bit in there never hurt. And then we're also going to add 1 bag of riced cauliflower. Now this is frozen, so we are going to need to let it kind of warm up and come up to temperature, but I find that if you cook it, it gets a little bit too soggy, so just pour it in there frozen. Now give this about 5 minutes to cook that cauliflower rice, and you'll be good to go. Alright everybody, now that you've seen the recipe, it is here for the taste test. Now one note before I taste this, I did rewatch that video and noticed I did make a mistake. It is actually 1 teaspoon of that Cajun seasoning, not a 1/2 teaspoon. I probably corrected it on the screen and it's going to be correct in the recipe, but I just want to take a minute here in the video to let you guys know about that. Anyway, let's give this a taste. Now that is a very good gumbo, guys. You don't even notice the cauliflower rice. It's very thick from that roux that we made, and it has a lot of flavor to it. Now that andouille sauce that we put in there, that has a lot of spice and a lot of flavor to it. So resist the urge to pack too much heat into the broth, because trust me, if you get that broth and that sausage, it's going to be way too hot. And again, make sure you season this thing to taste with some salt, maybe a little bit of pepper. You're gonna love it. With that, guys, I'm gonna go and close the video. If you like the video, leave it a like. If you have any questions or comments for me, leave them down in the comment section. And if you have not subscribed yet, do me a huge favor, guys. Hit that subscribe button, show some love, and I will see you in the next one.